Well, happy Friday the 13th. This game's been a huge request. All year I've been hearing about this game.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the next day of GhoulishGallery. And wait a minute. Hold on, you don't feel that? The rareness in the air, the blood. This guy out my window wearing a hockey mask for some reason. Oh, that's it. It must be the rare occasion that rarely ever comes by. It must be Friday the 13th. Now, when this day passes, especially during the spooky month of Spooktober, that's when things get a bit crazy. I mean, to have the face of this month, Jason, pop up just to remind you that he exists on this day must mean something. Now, whenever Friday the 13th comes by, I like to cover something that, as my rules of Ghoulish Gallery, I will not cover something if Monster Madness by Angry Vineyard has covered it because you could just watch his video. So I was flipping through some things to look at, having to do with Jason that he hasn't taken a Monster Madness look at, and I did come across one thing last night that he has not taken a look at, and that is Friday the 13th, the video game by Ilphonic.
Or
So you can either be the camp counselors or you can be Jason. So I don't know until the game starts.
Oh yeah, that's right, I'm throwing video games into the mix now. I'm throwing video games into the Ghoulish Gallery mix as well. This month is basically going to be a throw up. This Ghoulish Gallery is basically going to be a toss up of everything mixed together. So let's talk about the game. I remember when this first came out, I always thought it was kind of like Dead by Daylight, but it actually has more of its own system to it. An actual big open world map with only one killer to play as, hence the title, and even a big open world where you actually move around with many things to do, many ways to escape, and even a pretty cool Tommy Jarvis you could respawn as if you're lucky. I remember hearing about when this game first started and hearing about how it actually started off as a fan project that a guy was doing himself. And then it ended up becoming more when the people who made Jason actually were interested to make it a reality. But no one wanted to publish it because, like usual, let's be honest, companies, business suits, and publishers are usually dumbasses that don't know anything of what people want. And he had to go out of his way to even do a whole Kickstarter just to prove that yes, this would work. Any brain dead idiot, even the lowest zombie that knows nothing, would know that people would want this. But I guess it took executives the usual amount of time to get their heads out of their asses to get something like this to be made. So finally, after a lot of bullshit hard work and even having to contact Xbox just to figure out how to get an online server running, this game was finally able to come out. And how is it? Well, it depends on who you ask.
Yo, get the fuck out the way. Why are y'all being some little bitches? If you don't know how to play the fucking game, then get the fuck.
In my opinion, you're better off just playing Dead by Daylight because Dead by Daylight is always, it's like a fighting game to me. You have many different characters to pick from, different killers with their own story, their own styles, their own weapons, and many different ways to play the game. For me, you're better off playing Dead by Daylight because you have such variety in different ways you can kill people and be the killer, be the survivor. So for me, that's best. But for what it is, it's not horrible. It actually reminds me a lot of the game Jaws Unleashed that I had growing up on the PS2, where you just play as a singular killer and run around having fun. Just with the online scheme that sadly all games have to have today. So I think it's fine. I like the way it moves, I like the way it plays, but it's not horrible in my opinion. It's just to me, I think you're better off playing Dead by Daylight just for the variety alone. But if you don't care that much for variety and just want to do some really cool kills in a really cool matter, then go right ahead and watch it or play it. I usually watch it because I'm not really that into online games, but it's still fun nonetheless how you enjoy it. But in terms of variety, it also has some cool stuff. Besides the base game, there was also a really fun virtual cabin mode that I remember was my highlight to go through. Having to walk through a place in first person with lots of spooks and jumps out, and even puzzles to solve and new mysteries you could figure out and things to do in this virtual cabin. Really cool stuff. Just to see, and lo and behold, that amazing teaser of Jason X. But sadly, that teaser ended up being for nothing. There was supposed to be another update and a cool add-on of Jason X and new stuff being added to the game. Ilphonic was very passionate about the game and wanted to do more, but sadly legal bullshit came in. Due to legal rights and fighting over who truly owns Jason and who truly deserves to use it and who owns what and who truly has final say, it ended up putting the game on a permanent downgrade and a permanent hold. And due to that, the game ended up just being nothing. So sadly, the game met a very early, quick retirement due to lawsuit issues, which I will give you a few clip notes right here to read for yourself because it's a lot to get into, and we're here to mostly cover the game, not the lawsuit bullshit. So yeah, that's all I had to say today for Ghoulish Gallery for this special Friday the 13th episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys found it interesting taking a peek at this game that sadly is now forgone as people move on to Ilphonic's next games. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the one people are going to immediately start playing now. But with that, we'll see you later for another Ghoulish Gallery. Friday the 13th edition.